Tone policing is a real point of trauma for many autistics, especially autistic women, because even neurotypical women get tone policed, and when you're autistic, that's increased like tenfold, right? So some of you may watch this video and be like, "What? Why is this a big deal?" And to you, I say, you're awesome, and I'm glad that you have no idea why this is a big deal, and keep just enjoying your life, okay? But for autistic women who know what I mean by the kind of trauma that tone policing can cause, I wanted to make this video for you because I have gotten older. Well, for us, really. I've gotten older. I've gotten a little bit more of a handle on it. And yeah, I just wanted to share this with people who may have not gotten a handle on it yet. So I'm going to put up on the screen a conversation I just had. Quarter Moon Rising is my other channel. That's where I publish fitness content and stuff like that. So you can go over there and take a look if you like. But this was not my video that I was commenting on. This was another channel's video. And it was another one of those videos. It's just like, can you make a full-time income doing DoorDash full-time? And there's a bunch of those videos out there. I'm not going to tell you which one it was. I don't want to send any drama to the creator. It's not their fault. This happened in their comment section. And I'm also not even going to show you who the commenters were because it's kind of irrelevant. It's not the point of this video. And my channel is not supposed to be a drama channel. It's supposed to be a help everyone and get along better channel. So I wanted to highlight how this person was policing my tone and the things that kind of went through my head. And I really wanted to hone in on this response here, where I said, how you feel about my tone is none of my business. So I just didn't really know how else to explain this without putting the conversation up and explaining the situation and really walking you through how I felt. So let's do that. So first of all, I just want to point out that this video was literally about whether or not you can make a full-time income door dashing. Now, obviously, if somebody's making a video like that, they have a reason. So it's kind of rude in and of itself that somebody even commented she could just work at Walmart. It would have been a totally different story if they said, why couldn't this person work at Walmart, and approach it with some curiosity. But there was already judgment in the comment in and of itself. And I took that to be ableist. But I took a step back and I said, you know what though? Maybe this person didn't mean it that way. English could be their second language. Maybe they just don't know how to communicate online that well. That happens. So I just kind of matched their tone and said, which I very much did match their tone, I'm not going to lie. And I just said back to them, like, depending on her situation, you don't know that, and you can read it for yourself. She even said in the video she has a special needs child at home. Like, you have no idea. So now this person's either going to take that as a teaching moment or they are going to hate me for saying this, and that just is what it is. Now, at this point, you might be looking at me thinking, Crystal, what if this is just a bot? And I did think about that, but here's the thing, and this is why I don't like it when people are like, oh, just don't respond, it's a bot. Bots are trained after real people. So it's not like this interaction doesn't happen in real life with real people all the time. So regardless of whether or not it's a bot, it really doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Of course, I got a comment from somebody else asking me why I'm being confrontational. So I very matter-of-factly said back to them, because here's the other thing too about being an autistic woman. You tell me what you think. If I was a neurotypical man, would I get the same kind of feedback? Because this person can go to my channel and they can see that I am an autistic woman. I'm very open about that on Quarter Moon Rising, just like I am here. Which, by the way, look at this fabulous quarter moon. Sorry, I got excited about the quarter moon. It's really perfect though. So anyways, regardless of whether or not this person actually did go to my channel though, because maybe they didn't, maybe they just took what I said a certain way. It really doesn't matter. The point is it struck that trauma for me. It struck that energy for me of like being an autistic woman and constantly being tone policed and being told that if I essentially am just matter of fact, it's a problem. So I had to be aware of my own trauma in the situation and think to myself, like, it's not that deep. This is just a commenter online. And what really was my intention when I spoke? And I thought to myself, while I did match the tone of the original commenter, my intention was not to be confrontational, and so that's why I just matter-of-factly said back, the facts of the situation. Disagreement is not confrontation, which is absolutely accurate. And I knew that wasn't going to be the end of it, because this is YouTube, and people are going to people, as my friend Matt says, and I love him for that. So, of course, this person says back, it was a he, by the way. So that's why I do feel like me being an autistic woman probably played a role. He says back, it's your tone. And I was like, here we go. Because obviously I knew that from the beginning. But even through being matter of fact, I'm still trying to give the benefit of the doubt, right? There is an element of forgiveness in there, because at any point this person could have accepted the facts and moved on. And it was their choice not to. So when I get that back, it's your tone. And now the trauma just like full force. I'm like, how dare you? Like, it comes out. I don't think that ever really goes away. Like, tone policing trauma is so stressful because it makes you so insecure. A lot of the time it starts at home, let's be real. So some of the people that are closest to you have been telling you that your tone is terrible. And so in order to like grow up and even be able to express yourself fully as an adult, like you have to work through so many insecurities. So it's like, I'm just to the point where I'm like, I can't do that anymore. Like, I need to be able to express myself to people who are actually going to understand me, who aren't going to tone police me. So I have to get over the tone policing. So this was a fabulous moment to do that, right, for myself. So I stop and I look at it for a minute and I think, what's really bothering me about this situation? Like, what is actually bothering me? Like, I could just go off and be like, how dare you? The original commenter already had a crappy tone and I was just managing it and all this other stuff. And I could have let this person drag me into the argument they were accusing me of wanting to have. Or I could step back and think to myself, what's really bothering me? And I realized in that moment, what's bothering me is this person thinks that their opinion needs to hold weight in my life. Why? How entitled does this person have to be to think that some random commenter online has any say in how I speak, especially over text where you can't even actually hear my tone, right? And that's how I came to saying how you feel about my tone is none of my business. And I just have to point out how absolutely hilarious it is that the only thing that he knew to say back was, don't you forget it. It's like, I didn't. I'm pretty sure I reminded you. Whatever. But that just goes to show that this person was really projecting their own emotions onto what I was saying and doing. And that's really another takeaway that I want to give you guys. Not just that phrase. Like, if you can use that phrase, how you feel about my tone is none of my business, like, that'll do a lot for you. And I'll come back to that in a minute because there's a lot of layers to why I said it that way. But also, just the way that they responded, like, that is such a clear indication that a lot of the tone policing we get has nothing to actually do with the way that we're talking. A lot of the time we are talking very neutral, very monotone, very matter of fact. And that in and of itself, because there's such a void of emotion, right? Nature doesn't like a void. And so people will show up and just project stuff onto it. And that's what we're getting. That's what's traumatizing us, is other people's projections onto our tone, or honestly lack thereof, right? Just want to make sure this guy isn't in my shot, because I don't like it when people are in my shot. That's rude, in my opinion. I think I gotta walk further away. I thought he was gonna leave. Okay, it's less sunny over here anyways. And I get to hang out with this fabulous cactus. Look at this guy. He's cool. Anyways, So why did I phrase it that way? Because this was the other thing too, is I could have very much said to them, and I almost did say, that's a you problem. When they were like, it's your tone, and that's a you problem. But I was like, that's still them dragging me into the confrontation that they're trying to project on me. And I just thought to myself, what's the truth of this situation? And I thought to myself, at the end of the day, I don't know if this person is having a bad day, if this person has even met an autistic in their life, how they treat the autistics in their life, if they have met them. I don't know any of that. So at the end of the day, what they think about my tone literally is none of my business. And so that's what I said. It's like weaponizing being literal, but that's not what it is. It's if we're gonna be literal people, we may as well be literal people, right? We may as well not put an emotional charge into all of these things, because it doesn't do us any good to do that. And I think a lot of the trauma that us autistics have comes from people dragging us into their projections, what they think we mean, what they want us to be like, rather than us actually being able to experience life on our own terms, in our own way, and speak in our own way. And so that's why I wanted to come on here and kind of use this as a teaching moment and share this with you, because I would have liked it if somebody explained this to me when I was younger. And I just want to remind you, it's not your responsibility to take care of other people's feelings. It's not your responsibility to worry about how other people interpret your tone. And the right people will understand you regardless, and the wrong people will misunderstand you regardless. There's nothing you're going to do about that. So the way to handle that trauma isn't to change yourself. The way to handle that trauma is to change the way that you respond. And just always be thinking, what's in alignment with me and how I feel right now? Not, what do I need to tell this person? What should this person know about the world? That's all control. That just feeds back into the same dynamic that these people are engaging in and of itself. And I guess it's almost like, not that you need permission, and that's not really the right word. I just don't have a better word for it. It's like, I wanted to use this moment to give you permission to be literal, be matter of fact, and let the situation go. Because, again, people gonna people. So I hope that helps somebody out there. I love you guys. You are absolutely fabulous, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.